Hey, so remember when I did this? I haven't noticed really any big changes with Mercury retrograde this time around, so I'm doing pretty well considering, knock on wood. But it's not, it's going pretty good. Yeah, I spoke too soon. Everything was great until Monday. Monday came and I had super anxiety the whole day. On top of that, on Monday, we had some crazy car issues. I won't go into detail on that one, but like, we all know the frustration when it comes to car issues. So yesterday I had to work, which was like a godsend. I remember thinking on Monday, oh, I wish I worked today because I know if I worked, it would like take my mind away from everything than being like stuck here at home and like, you know, all in my feelings and all in my thoughts and everything like that. And then this morning I woke up and it was that same like anxious feeling, and not only is it like this anxious feeling, it's like a million things are going on in my mind. Like I feel like somebody is like flipping a Rolodex and I'm watching it happen, but I do not have the time to process what each card is. It's like those, if that's making sense. It is getting hot up in this car. Because I can't seem to stop it to let myself process one thought, that it's giving me anxiety. And not only that, it's like overwhelming anxiety where I feel like it's like up to here. I woke up today thinking, why do I have this odd fear of the unknown? You know, that unknown, like when you're gonna move and there's that fear of the unknown, or you're gonna start a new job and there's that fear of the unknown. I feel like I have that, but there is nothing that is happening in the future that is unknown. But I feel like, but I have that feeling still. So this is just how I feel. I don't know if this is like a collective feeling or not. So while I was getting ready for the day, I went online and was like, when in the heck is this Mercury retrograde gonna be over? Thought it was like the 15th that it would be over. On the 15th, it goes direct. So if you remember when I first did my Mercury retrograde vlog, I mentioned how I felt like high in anxiety and stuff. Well, that was during the intense period. And what do you know? The intense period is also going on again, having started Monday up until Friday. Or maybe it was Saturday, up until Saturday. This week is the intense period, or it's Mercury Retrograde Intensified. And I'm like, yep, makes sense. And I am feeling it. That's all. I just wanted to like mention it to you guys. How are you guys feeling? I'm feeling great though. I'm happy. I'm fine. Like nothing's wrong. You know, I've stated this before and I don't understand much with astrology at all, really. All I know is how I feel. And I remember years ago noting that like every few times a year for a few weeks, I would go through this like awkward phase or like a phase where I'm super anxious. And then I would, when was it? Was it 2013? I think it was. My friend talked to me about Mercury retrograde and she told me about how, like, what all goes on during Mercury retrograde, and it clicked. The one big thing I've been thinking about since this intensified period, whatever, is balance and how much we thrive off of balance and how much balance is needed, I believe, to create perfection or to create peace. You know, whatever, but like balance is so crucial for everything. Like I've got freaking way too many mature trees in my yard, and I remember years ago we had somebody come down and trim the trees, and I remember them saying, now we're not going to cut down this specific branch because if we do, it will cause an imbalance in the tree and the tree could either fall over or die or something. I don't know. Can they die if they're imbalanced? I think it can just fall over. And how we need balance in everything, and we need like a stable foundation to stand on, and how during moments of anxiety like this, like anxiety that I feel like comes from like unknown, you know, because I'm not like, there's nothing going on really in my life that would cause this anxiety. I think it's just I'm sensitive. I'm a highly sensitive person, and I'm an empath, and so I feel like I feel the collective energies. And how do we find that balance and that structure during times like this when things feel awry? I was watching this one channel. It was during the time that we kept having these earthquakes and these tsunamis and fires and all this stuff going on. Like, it seemed like it was kind of crazy there. What was it, a couple months ago? Or was it last month? I can't remember. And he shows this bird's eye view of the sun. And he says, I want to show you something. And he goes, I want to show you what I feel is the cause for all the tsunamis and the earthquakes and et cetera, all this stuff that's going on, these natural catastrophes, you know, that are going on. So he shows the bird's eye view of the sun, and he goes, if you look, all the planets are on this half of the sun, and then there's us alone on the other half of the sun. And he says, this is why, because there isn't a balance. We are imbalanced right now, and without our other planets around us to balance us out, these earthquakes happen, these tsunamis happen, these fires happen, and all that stuff. And it really got me thinking, you know, because that's what I do. And it had me thinking just how important balance is in our lives, and how important balance is to the world. Then it had me like thinking even more like how important each person is in this world, and why, like, okay, so why was, like, well, say me, for instance, why was I born at the day, time, and year that I was born? Like, what also had to happen to create the balance of having my body on this earth, or my soul on this earth? You know, like am I part of this divine balance that is to be on this earth, or this scientific balance that is to be on this earth? When someone dies, and they say too, when someone dies, another person is born. And maybe that's true. I mean, I guess it is true. There's so many people that die throughout the day, and there's so many people that are born throughout the day, you know? And is it a divine time and a divine timing to create continual balance? And then I thought even more about it. Like, what if we don't have balance within ourselves? You know, like, what is balancing our imbalance? You know, is something else super balanced so we can be imbalanced, so we can keep with the balance that should be on this earth? Or if I am unbalanced, is something else, or is someone else imbalanced as well, but it's like opposite of my imbalance, so that it will help balance out the earth? Like, these are things I like to think about, because these are things people don't talk about. And I get super, super bored with the regular conversations, you know, the ones that generally end up the same, you know, the stories that end up the same, the concepts that we all know. Now, I understand that when you have a child, it's a 50-50 chance. Technically, it's a 50-50 chance whether or not you have a boy or a girl. I remember being told that there's a way you can wing it. You know, you can, like, if you want a girl, there's like ways to get a girl, and if you want there's ways to get a boy. I won't go into like what those are, but maybe I can look it up. But I would like to know how many females are on this earth and how many males are on this earth, and if it is an exact 50-50, you know, or if it's like swayed one way or another. You know, I hear things like there are more women than men out there, and I'm like, well, show me proof. Are there really more women than men? And if that is true, then why? If we need continual balance, why are there more women than men? Unless there are, I mean, hypothetically speaking, if there are more women on this earth than men, maybe there are more women who relate more to the masculine aspect, or the masculine identity. Maybe. Sorry if that was like a little out there. So yeah, that's everything on my mind right now. I'll talk to you guys later.